welcome to Pembroke In Depth. I'm Bill Chenard, the Pembroke Town Manager, and with me today is Sabrina Chilcott, the Assistant Town Manager. We're going to talk trash. Well, trash and recycling, that is. I have several questions for Sabrina. She's the expert in the field and very pleased that she was able to join me today. So my first question is, if someone in town is looking to find out more information about our trash and recycling programs, where would they go to do that?
Well, on our website, it was a very intentional build out to put the largest button for access to be trash and recycling. So when you first launch the page on your left, big button, trash and recycling. When you click that button, you're then given the whole array of your residential curbside services, your recycling center services, fees, frequently asked questions, and so on. So it's rich with content and very easy to find on the site.
Good. So we do provide curbside trash and pickup. So I'm going to focus on that on the first half today. How does a resident determine their pickup day?
Well, there's also on that same page, there's a flyout tab that says your pickup day. And you click on it and it will show you every street in the town of Pembroke and what day they can expect to have their curbside collection picked up.
Okay. And if there's a holiday during a pickup week, what happens?
Ironically, there's a flyout for that too, but it's always a one-day delay. And not every holiday is intuitive. Your Monday holidays create a delay in the collection for the rest of the week. But if it's a Tuesday, like our 4th of July coming up, then the Monday collection will be as scheduled, and all other collections will be delayed one day, meaning that Friday's collection will be on Saturday, and that will end our week.
Okay. So every resident has pickup bins, one recycling, one trash. What happens if one of those bins is broken?
That's fine. We are here to make sure that everybody has a functional bin that was assigned to your home and has a serial number. Each one of them is tracked back through your municipal lien certificate to your account. So if anything happens to any of your barrels, you call the town hall, you're transferred to the collector's office, and they put you on the next delivery schedule. And someone from our public works department will go to your home, pick up the broken barrel, and either bring it back for repair or deliver you a new barrel, and the serial number will be changed in the system.
Okay. So not everything fits in those bins. So what do we do? What do residents do if they have a bulky item, a couch or a chair or something that, similar?
Sure. It's one of the best services we have that people get very excited about when they hear about it. You may have one large bulky item picked up in front of your house every week on Wednesdays. It's a manual collection, so it does not follow the day your trash is picked up. If you have a couch or you have a bureau or you have another item that DEP allows you to put out for collection, then you call Easy Disposal, and the Pembroke number for that is 781-233-2211. And they will put you on the dispatch list, and on Wednesday, they'll send a manual truck to your house to collect it.
Perfect. So what if I have a big party at my house and I have a bunch of additional trash and it doesn't fit in the recycling bin?
Absolutely. We euphemistically call that the house clean out. 2 times every year, a resident can put up to 20 bags of trash for a manual collection on a Wednesday. But what they do need to do is come check in your office, in the select board and town manager's office, and log that, because each resident is entitled to that service 2 times in a calendar year. So we log it, we issue a sticker, and it's bright orange, and you put it on one of the bags facing the street. So the collection company sees it and knows that that's their delivery. When you're in the office, we always make sure that you've called Easy Disposal to get on that dispatch list.
Mm-hmm. And so you said it's available 2 times a year. Is there a limit to the number of bags?
20.
20 bags twice a year. So that's a great service.
Spring and fall cleaning, sure. Or after Christmas.
That's awesome.
Sure.
So let's shift gears and talk a little bit about the curbside recycling program. I'm just going to name some items, and if you could just tell us whether we can recycle them or not. I mean, and it's important to know what items can be recycled. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So metal food or beverage containers?
Rinsed out? Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Clear glass?
Yes.
Colored glass?
Depending on its label and how it's designated on that label, probably.
Okay, so they should look for, on colored glass,
yes,
look for the recycled symbol.
Yes, please. And do remember all of these need to be rinsed clean.
Yep. Paper?
Yes.
Cardboard?
Yes.
Plastic bottles?
Yes.
Okay.
With a few caveats, but for the most part, yes.
Yeah, same thing. If take a look, make sure it's clean.
Sure.
How about containers with food in them?
No.
Okay. Pizza boxes, if they don't have food.
Yes. Pizza boxes are a yes. It's an urban legend. You absolutely can recycle your pizza box.
Yeah, even if it has a little grease.
Even if it has a little
Yeah,
grease.
that's a good thing. I mean, people should remember that because as I travel Pembroke and other towns, I often see pizza boxes in the trash.
Absolutely.
And if it goes to the recycling, generally speaking, it's better for the town.
Sure.
So,
And in July of 2011, when we debated the whole curbside single stream concept, pizza boxes for some reason were a big part of that conversation. And at the time we said no.
Right.
So it is new information,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you're getting it out there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
how about bowling balls?
No.
And that's actually pretty funny because I will tell that story very briefly. We toured the materials, the MRF for our recycling in the town of Pembroke, and they were actually showing us things that come through that aren't recyclable and that end up costing cities and towns more money. And one of those things was a very large bowling ball. So I joke about that, but obviously someone thought they could. So we want to make sure they understand that, look at the list.
And hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Not just one rogue bowling ball.
Exactly. It's not just one person. So people don't always understand. How about styrofoam?
No.
And
no
so
styrofoam.
what should people do with styrofoam?
I'm glad you asked, because there's different types of styrofoam. If they are those packing peanut small lumps of styrofoam, most of your mailing services like UPS, we have a UPS store at the North River Plaza. We recommend that people take them right back over there, put them in a bag, bring them back. They'll recycle them for you. Full form styrofoam is trash. There is no recycling method for that.
So if you've got big styrofoam, go ahead and throw it in your trash.
Break it down and put it in your trash.
Best way to get rid of it.
Yes, until somebody comes up with something better.
How about the milk cartons and the little juice boxes that you stick
Sadly,
the straw
no. They are waxy coated and they have multiple layers on them, and they cannot be recycled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So remember that. Milk cartons, juice boxes, go in the trash stream.
Yes, sir.
So hard plastics.
No.
All right. So do not put hard plastics in your recycle bin.
No, sir. But we'll take them at the recycling center, which we'll talk about later.
Right. Exactly. So let's. I'm going to ask, what happens if residents put things in the recycle bin that aren't allowed?
Oh, I'm really glad you asked.
Stream?
Ironically, today we went through the most recent bill from the company that accepts our disposals, and we just paid a significant contamination fee on one load that was picked up last Wednesday. And it was a shame. We had been doing so well. And the contamination, once it gets to its final destination, it's reviewed. And they sort through, do a quick cursory. And if they determine it's contaminated, the load gets tagged and sent back. And then we pay an astronomical fee. You're not hiding what you put in your barrel just because nobody sees it. It's coming out, it's being identified, and it's being charged back to the town of Pembroke at a very high rate.
Yeah. So the MRFs, when our trucks get there, they dump them. They look through those items. And so please, follow the guidelines. On the town's website, as Sabrina indicated, real good list. There's a bunch of others out there with Mass DEP and other places for what you can put in your what is recyclable curbside. And so it's critical. We know that we had recycle tonnage fees in the 90 per ton range, and we extensively went after the contamination rate, and we were able to lower that at the time to almost zero. So contamination is a key part of the recycling stream. So let's go ahead and avoid, as residents, let's save everybody some money. You can put it in the trash, but just don't, if it's not in the allowed in the recycle stream, please don't put it there. So let's shift gears. Let's talk about the Wilson Whitaker Recycle Center. Mm-hmm. First of all, where is it? How do I find it?
It's amazing. The address is 158B Hubbamock Street, and it's just past, if you're coming from the center of town on Hubbamock Street, it's just after the skating rink on the left-hand side. And it's right before the solar array. So there's a roadway that takes you back there.
Good. And what are the hours?
9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays only at this time.
Okay. So if you have recyclables you want to bring to the center, and we strongly encourage, the center does accept some items that you can't do curbside, and we're going to talk about a few of those as we go forward. Do residents need a permit? Is there anything required to get there?
Yes, there is. We've been very lenient checking ID, but every car has to have a recycling center sticker on it. And that is a sticker that you can get in the treasurer's office at Town Hall by showing your registration. There's no charge for that sticker. But one of the things that does is it allows us to keep a flow of traffic going through, expedite it. We have so many now, Bill, it's great. We have so many regular, frequent recyclers that our first 2 or 3 hours in the morning is just old friends coming through. And if you have somebody new to town who gets in and they don't have a sticker and we sort of bump up the line, you'll see backups. And that's what we try to avoid.
Yeah, it's great. The Recycle Center is a tremendous resource for our residents. So well, let's talk about what we do take and more importantly, what we don't take.
All right.
But there are some ways to get there on items that we don't take. So
right.
First of all, hazardous waste, oils and those types of chemicals that we can't accept as a recyclable item. Absolutely.
Some of the most common items are kerosene, gasoline, paint, oil-based paint, stains, turpentines, different solvents, right? So we are part of South Shore Recycling Cooperative. Pembroke hosted the meeting yesterday. It was very well attended with 17 other neighbor towns. So we have a bit of purchasing power that gives us. It's one of the reasons we explored that membership. So Hazardous Waste Day being so important to people in Pembroke, we have so many, ponds, clean open space. We try to keep it as good as we can. So by consolidating our efforts with this group, we're a member of a group that has one event every single month. So this upcoming Saturday, the day after tomorrow, the 10th of June, there will be a household hazardous waste event in Hingham from 9 to 1. And that is no charge to a Pembroke resident. You just have to have identification. And then there's another household hazardous waste the following week in Kingston. That is a shared event for Duxbury, Pembroke, and Kingston at the Kingston Recycling Center. And that's also from 9 to 1. And you are expected to register online. So again, that website, click the link, takes you to the registration page, and it gives you a booking. It gives you a slot so that you will be taken care of as soon as you arrive.
Yeah, so that's critical. One question though, we're not limited to those two. There will be others within the cooperative during the year.
Absolutely.
We just don't have those. They're not keyed up right now. But check out our website.
I was just going to say. And the funny thing is, and I know you don't have time for this now, but this is the select board touched on it at their last meeting. With the reduction in competition in these fields, it's harder and harder to book these events. So that's a whole different show. But right. We do, as soon as we get the detail, we post it.
Yep, excellent. So what about latex paint?
Latex paint is a safe item according to Mass DEP. You pour out latex paint into a bag with kitty litter or Speedy Dry, tie it off and let it harden, and it goes out with your trash. The container that it came in, the metal container, once it's dry and no longer has wet paint in it, goes right up to the recycling center, is put into the metal container at no charge.
Excellent. So medical sharps?
Our fire department over on Center Street takes medical sharps. I believe the police station also has a receptacle for them. And we've also added that at our Pembroke Public Library in the ladies' room and men's room for anyone who has to dispose of diabetic equipment or any other sharps needs. But the recycling center at the moment does not have secure drug or sharps containers, but we are looking into that.
Yeah, and I just want to encourage people to use the fire. Those other locations are absolutely available, but the town of Pembroke actually has purchased a crusher machine, so we don't have as high a cost for sharps as some of our neighbors, because we're able to actually take those sharps and make powder out of them, which then is disposable in a normal trash stream. So I want to encourage people to bring those in. If you're a resident, drop them off there.
And it's a wonderful resource. I mean, it's identifying a need, responding to it, and standing up and owning it is the key here. And Pembroke's done a beautiful job.
Yeah, and so there's a few items that are banned by Mass DEP. One of those is textiles from the trash stream. What about textiles? What do we do with textiles?
Oh, we love textiles. We actually love them everywhere. We're fighting now for who gets to have the textiles. Each school and behind our town hall, there is a bin placed there by Bay State Textile that pays $120 a ton to each school's PTO. So the schools obviously want all your textiles. They want you to bring them to them and put them in the bin. We've added textile collections at the recycling center. You'll notice big blue bins. We've partnered with Big Brothers Big Sisters. So they will not only sort those textiles to see if anything is reusable and rehabilitatable, and then they will recycle the rest of them. And the town gets $130 a ton for all of the items that are put in that bin. And we received our first check, and it was for $83. So we're taking a banned item and turning it into money for the Pembroke residents.
And that's obvious, awesome, because what happens with those funds is it's an enterprise fund, and we use those funds to keep the costs of lower or as low as we can. Anytime we receive revenue, it goes on a revenue stream and then reduces costs out to our residents.
That's right.
One other item that's recently banned by Mass DEP in the trash stream are mattresses. So what can residents do with mattresses?
Well, they can recycle them themselves, or they can opt for the obvious options. When you purchase a mattress at your point of purchase, more often than not, they'll ask if you want them to take the mattress with them. That used to be a free service. They're now charging significant amounts of money because you no longer can put them out for collection. So they must be recycled. It's mandated under the master plan for DEP, and Pembroke is working with our contractor to make sure that every mattress taken in is then turned around and recycled. But the state contract amounts for those items went sky high. So right now, even every town, you'll see it and it's universal. $35 is the number, it's the magic number. But right now, most towns, including Pembroke, we're not accurately defining twin versus full versus queen versus king. And I know that that's a problem. So everyone's taking a look at all these metrics. You need some data in order to analyze some of that. So what we're finding early days, sorry to prolong this.
No, we're good.
Pembroke takes in more twin mattresses and full mattresses than any other size. We thought we could adjust to kings and offset twins, and we don't take in enough of them. So we're working it. It will refine itself, but for the moment, it's $35 to bring them to the recycling center. And one of the other links on the website that we've referred to several times offers a curbside collection mattress option that, because we're members with South Shore Recycling Cooperative, Hands Up, who recycles, and they're a nonprofit, and they give back to the community, will come to your home and collect your mattress and your box spring, or your box spring, whatever, $50 a piece for the convenience of having it picked up at your home. So there's more than one way to do it, but they didn't make it very easy. You do have to exert yourself a bit, and it's gotten higher. We used to charge far less, and now it's $35 a piece.
Yeah, and that's a direct result of the ban. Mattress recycling is a good thing. Unfortunately, it has increased the costs over there. So there are a number of items that people wouldn't anticipate that we do accept at the recycling center. I want to encourage everyone that's taking a look at the website, and I know we keep pounding the website, but it is unbelievable. Sabrina's done such a great job. It's an unbelievable resource. So there's a whole bunch of items that we do take. Like construction debris,
Absolutely.
Plywood, windows, etc. Pool
Insulation,
liners.
drywall, sure.
Yeah, we take, and there's a fee, and the fee schedule's on our website, but we take it. And
Yes,
that fee is incredibly reasonable, it compared to what's going out there. And I actually took a look, because we just set our trash fees this year.
Yes.
And the town of Pembroke offers curbside pickup and all of these services, with the exception of some of the C&D and some of the other items, for $360 a year.
Yeah.
I took a look at our competitors,
Yes.
and they either don't offer any service at all, or it's $58 to $78, per pickup, which is huge.
It can be, yeah.
And some of this,
a lot of these towns are also charging for those stickers.
right?
Like yesterday, we met at one of our cohorts on the committee, and they were saying, you're not charging for the sticker that goes on the car for access.
Yeah.
But the town cares enough about making sure we keep things out of the waste stream and out of our
Right.
ponds and our lakes to make sure that that's available. So it's a really good point.
Yeah. So take a look at the website at the fee items. I mean, it's everything from plastic swimming pools, pool liners, televisions.
You want to test me?
Appliances. You know what? I could test you, but yeah.
I don't know. A shout out to Vincent Foster. He is our landfills, our recycling center supervisor, and he has it cold, and he can guess within like a few ounces on the weight of things. Without Vinny, I don't know how we would.
So a couple more questions, and then we'll shift to some more administrative things.
Sure.
Tires. What about tires?
Oh, yeah, we love tires. First of all, we have people who will come in and buy tractor tires for their workouts, which is always hysterical, because we take the money in and we will allow them to take it out. And usually at that point, we have people actually paying money, so we have to figure out how to convert that receipt. But we also take passenger tires, car tires, truck tires, tractor tires, and we pass along the same fee. We've been very, very conservative with our fees. This town, its leadership, is not interested in collecting additional money beyond what we pay to dispose of the items. So every time a new bill comes in, we're always moving those numbers around and making sure that we cover our costs without overcharging the customer or the resident.
And so one thing I was surprised to see on our list, toilets.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, it's
Oh,
toilet.
yeah.
We charge $5 to get rid of a toilet.
$5 for a
You
toilet.
know, you if you had to dispose of that, it would be much more than $5. So,
Absolutely.
so
Barbecue grills are free. Shouldn't have said that, but we take in a ridiculous number of barbecue
and,
grills.
you know, things with small engines, mowers, et cetera. As long as they
Absolutely.
add gas and oil are drained, we'll take those for a small fee.
Gas and oil have to be drained.
Yes, absolutely. You know, that's considered hazardous waste, so we need to
Yes.
make sure that we take that out of there. So let's shift a little bit.
Sure.
If a resident needs to talk to someone at the recycling center, how can they do that?
Well, if it's on a Saturday and we're all there, everyone's wearing a yellow vest, and I have additional credentials and a whistle. I'll get into the whistles later if we have time. I assume we won't. But you can walk right up to one of the attendants, or you go straight into Building B. Building B is the building in the middle, and that's the home of the recycling supervisor, Vin Foster, that I told you about earlier. He's always there. We're open, we're staffed, and it's a lovely environment. People who are coming to the recycling center to do business feel good about what they're doing. And everybody there feels good about what they do. I don't want to disappoint you, but it's my favorite day of the week. I have the best time on Saturdays because it's just more, it's more casual. It's more, everybody's in a better mood because they're all in a common goal, right? If you want to reach the recycling center on any other day than Saturday, you can always call and leave a message. As soon as we get in on Saturdays, we return those calls. So if you had a Saturday question, we'll be getting back to you first thing on a Saturday. Or you can call the town hall. Almost anyone at town hall can answer your question, or they'll transfer the call to our office, and we're happy to talk to anybody at any time about anything trash related.
Yeah, I do want to give you a moment to talk about the whistle because safety is absolutely important there. So just give us 30 seconds on that.
Thank you. We had been injury-free for a very long time, and we were quite proud of it. But over time, we had gone to town meeting. We were able to secure some funding to do some paving. Anyone who spends a lot of time with us knows that those roadways are a little narrow and had to be extended, widened, and the pavement itself needs a lot of care. The pavement markings are gone now, Bill. So what you'll see is people who are either new or trying to cut a corner, to have a shortcut, will zip across. And that is a heavily pedestrian area. There are children walking around, regular families walking around, and staff walking around. And unfortunately, we had a casualty with one of the members of our staff who was hit by a vehicle. So after that day, and for every day forward, we now all have not only whistles and air horns to alert the driver going the wrong way to stop, but that is also a method of notifying the employee who may be standing near a car backing up near them to move. So we take it very seriously, and we've added a signboard at the end that explains one more time it's one-way traffic only and slow. It's 15 miles an hour because people come in, do their job, and leave, right? And we're getting a lot of people who have other places to go. Society's very busy and rushed. And we just need a little bit of extra care to make sure that our patrons, our staff are safe, and that everyone can then get home without having to go out in an ambulance.
Yeah. So safety is critical. Follow the instructions of the staff when you visit the recycle center. Couple of real quick things.
Sure.
Want to compost my leaves or get them out of my yard, really.
Nice.
Or grass clippings.
Sure.
Can I bring them to the recycle center?
Please do. We then turn those piles during the year and offer them back to people as mulch. So between April 15 and December 15 every year, so spring, summer, fall, the composting area of the recycling center is open. The reason we decided to be smart about closing the recycling center when the ground was very wet were a series of people getting stuck and having to be towed out of the back. So until a full solution is designed for the back end, where it's all mud and dirt and so forth, between April 15, December 15, every Saturday, come on up, quick in, quick out, Again, by quick, I mean 15 miles an hour. Be careful. Always look, to your left and to your right, and be careful. But you back in, it doesn't matter if they're in a paper bag or if they're loose. Everything that degrades will turn, and it will become part of the next composting that we offer to residents. Which, to tie this out and close it out, we also do offer compost for free to anyone who wants to come and pick it up. It's a very highly sought item. We also do have some dirt, some regular soils. Best quality, maybe not, because everyone's been putting into the pile for years. But nonetheless, if you don't want to have to go have tons of it shipped, you can always go just pick some up at the recycling center at no charge.
Yeah, compost is awesome, and the fact that we can provide that service is terrific. So as we close today, I want to just take a moment, public service message on how to place your bins at the curbside. So ideally the bin should be handle away from the street, facing the street, so the cover opens. Give them space. We say try to leave 2 to 3 feet in between them, so when the arm comes in, the driver can do it, and it's much more efficient for them. And anytime we're improving efficiency for the contractor, we're reducing our costs to our residents. So I want to thank Sabrina today. Awesome job as normal.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching the Pembroke In Depth for this month, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next month.